Endometriosis affects 1 in 10 women, and so everyone knows 10 women, and therefore you know endometriosis.
There is no mould to women with endometriosis. I see it in women who are completely consumed with the diagnosis and what it's meant to them. I see women who have no symptoms. I see women who are terrified by it. I see women who accept it with equanimity.
A long time ago, I found the disease quite fascinating and extremely challenging to treat, especially from a surgical point of view. It was also true that my partner, my wife, suffered from endometriosis.
Endometriosis is a common disease that affects women, mainly in their reproductive years, anything between 15 and 50 years of age. And it's a disease that causes pain and infertility.
Endometriosis is a condition where you find tissue similar to the normal uterine lining growing in areas around the pelvis where it shouldn't.
It tends to grow, it invades things that it shouldn't, and it sets about this process of what we call inflammation and scarring.
And we really don't know what the cause of endometriosis is. It's been debated for more than 100 years, and there's lots of theories as to what might cause it. Principally, we understand now that genetics play a really important role. So if you've got the genes and you've inherited those from your parents, then there's about an 8 times chance that you're going to have endometriosis yourself compared to other women in the community.
I think the one thing that has most challenged us in managing endometriosis is the variability in this condition.
The main symptoms that women present to me with are definitely pelvic pain symptoms. That can be pain with periods, which is quite common for women with endometriosis, but a lot of women with endometriosis might get pain at other times of the cycle or randomly. They can also get pain when they're having bowel motions or emptying their bladder.
Well, without a doubt, the most common symptom that I'm involved with is actually sexual pain, or in fact, difficulty even having sexual intercourse.
I think a lot of women with endometriosis unfortunately have a delay in diagnosis.
Yes, there have been a lot of studies around the world, and they all come down to a time interval of around 8 years from the onset of symptoms to a definitive diagnosis having been made.
There is a real need for increasing awareness within the community about endometriosis,
because it is such a common condition, and a lot of women out there won't know that they've got it.
Simply thinking that this could be endometriosis is imperative to making that diagnosis.
Because if you don't look, you don't find. So, you can't dismiss the teenager that comes in with pelvic pain as not having anything going on.
So it's about opening that dialogue and helping women to know that we will believe them in their symptoms, we'll take them seriously with their symptoms, and to also help them to understand that once we get the right diagnosis, that there's things we can do, we can improve this, they don't just have to live with it.
There's a number of European governments who now recognise endometriosis as being a disease on a par with diabetes.
This is a disease that costs the Australian community more than $6 billion a year. It's absolutely imperative that we continue to raise awareness, and we poke our governments into making sure that we've got funding available to research newer and better treatments and ways of making an earlier and less invasive diagnosis so that we can really end endo.